Fires were certainly one of the worst disasters this state has ever seen, but the economy has bounced back.
Tonight, WBIR 10 News anchor Brandon Bates spoke to tourism experts who never gave up. Brandon.
Well, Robin and John, Sevierville, Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg are three cities that really rely on tourism. So when the fires came through, the level of uncertainty for the future of Sevier County was at an all-time high.
2 years ago, the Sevier County wildfires had the potential to destroy the county's economy.
The business community started panicking, thinking, oh, what are we going to do? What are we going to do?
After the fires, one message echoed was the county needed people to come back in order to thrive.
This is like the quietest I've ever seen it, but that's going to change. It's going to be back stronger than ever.
Now, 2 years later, it's tourists like Charlene Soares that have contributed to what's being called a booming economy.
I'm really surprised. I was expecting to see a lot of black earth and trees gone and buildings gone.
As far as tourism in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, the fires didn't seem to slow down traffic. In 2015, over 10 million people visited the park. Then in 2016, that number increased by over 1 million. In 2017, while businesses were rebuilding, over 11 million people visited the park, setting the all-time record. Park officials are confident they'll set a new record this year.
It took a long time for the people to realize the park was still open.
And most of the people who visit the park visit Gatlinburg, according to city officials.
They had thought that half the park burned down. They still ask questions about the fires.
Jan Cochran, a park volunteer, had some doubts but knew that the park would prevail.
It was very hard.
So despite the temporary roadblock, Sevier County came out on top when it comes to the economy.
I can't tell that there's any effect of the fires on the economy today.
Now, when it comes to businesses in Gatlinburg specifically, since the wildfires in 2016, 335 new business licenses have been issued. That's a sign that tourism officials say is promising for the future of that community. Robin and John.
Yeah, pretty big comeback. Thanks very much, Brandon.